welcome back. We are here today again at Electric Family for another edition of our artist interview series. We've got Jason Ross here today, and personally, I'm super excited. He's not only a friend, he's an amazing artist that I love to listen to, and we're happy to have you here today. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So a lot of people don't know this, but we'll kind of go into a little story here. When we started Electric Family, we had our bracelets in a kitchen pantry in Matt and Drew's house in San Diego. Our first activation ever was because of Jason. He was playing at the Hard Rock in San Diego, and we were given permission by him to have our bracelets sold at the door, and that was our first real event. So we got our bracelets out there thanks to this guy. Let's talk about kind of your progression. So after we had that interaction, we continued to kind of go on our own paths, and then you signed with Anjuna. Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing about it, saying, wow, I remember that guy. We were at his show in San Diego, and I was super proud, although I didn't know you a lot back then. Mm-hmm. Then I remember I traveled to ABGT 100, which is Above and Beyond's Group Therapy 100, which was at Madison Square Garden. Huge deal, 2014, I believe.
That's right, yep.
And then I heard two of your songs played by Above and Beyond, and I was like, oh my gosh, Jason Ross he's doing it. Like, this guy's doing it. And now sitting here with you today, we're going to discuss, he's got his first album dropping. Mm-hmm. And when is it dropping?
Dropping January 24th.
Okay.
And it's going to be on Ophelia Records, which is Seven Lions.
Wow.
Label. Yeah.
So January 24th, Ophelia Records. What's the name of the album?
Thousand Faces.
Thousand Faces is dropping on January 24th. So I'll kind of go into this. I mean, how does it feel now to have your first album dropping?
It's crazy. I mean, I feel like everything I've learned, everything I've experienced all these years, from DJing locally in San Diego to working on Anjuna Beats or working with Jeff, Seven Lions, all that has kind of culminated into this album. Mm-hmm. I think it's like a representation of who, I guess, Jason Ross is as a whole. Diving into some trance, getting into some melodic dubstep, and everything in between.
So, personally, I've seen kind of like the progression, and I love trance and melodic dubstep. I mean, do you have a favorite genre yourself? I mean, from all the music that you've produced over the years, I mean, is there a certain genre that you'd love to produce the most?
No, I think it's fun to kind of jump around. Like I was, before getting into melodic dubstep, I was solely just trance, and I love it. You know, I love what Above and Beyond is doing, and I've always loved Seven Lions and that whole sound, but I always was too kind of scared to try new genres. And I felt like, should I just stay in trance all my life and just kind of make that? But working with Seven Lions, collaborating together, made me kind of feel like, oh, I can do this. I can try to kind of make that jump, and it's been so, I don't know, it's my creativity.
Rewarding.
I feel like, rewarding, and my creativity has expanded just from, saying I don't have to just make one genre of music. So it's been awesome.
Forever a student, in production, right?
Totally, and I'm learning so much from, I learned so much from trance as I'm learning so much from melodic dubstep, and working with other guys like, Jeff, and working with Dabin, and
So speaking of Seven Lions, he's featured on your new album. I mean, is there anything that you can talk to us today about any features or collaborations that are coming out on the album?
Yeah, so I worked with Seven Lions. That one's already out. It's called Known You Before with Emily Brandt.
Okay.
That one's more like a trance, melodic dubstep influence kind of tune. Got one with Dabin called One That Got Away.
Very
with
cool.
Dylan Matthew.
We love Dabin.
And then vocal-wise, working with Dia Frampton, who was on Illenium's track Needed You. She's awesome. And got one with Run, and Fiora. Got 2 tracks with Fiora.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
How many tracks total are on the album?
10 tracks.
10 tracks. Well, that's super exciting. I literally can't wait to listen to it. A huge fan. I secretly listen to your music all the time when I'm driving around LA. Nice. And I think Seven Lions and Dab and all those guys you've named are people that I'm a huge fan of, so it's awesome.
Nice.
I think for the album and music production, is there something maybe on the production side or the genre specifically that maybe you're starting to go to? Let's say you're going to melodic dubstep now from trance. Is there something maybe in the future, like in the works? You're already leading ahead to some new music in any other genres?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just like, the fact that I'm so open right now to exploring other genres, who knows where I'll be. I mean,
so we're going to see you play techno at BPM.
There you go. Techno, psytrance,
Yeah,
who knows?
Perfect. That's cool. Let's get to know you a little bit. I think a lot of us, know Jason Ross from Anjuna, and now with your new label. Like, let's talk about you. Like, what do you do personally? What do you like to do in your free time?
I like to ski.
Okay.
No, yeah, I do love to ski. Actually, I'm got a ski trip planned with some of the Ophelia artists coming up.
Very cool. Where are you guys going?
We are going to Seattle.
Wow.
There's like a town called Leavenworth, and I guess it's like a German town, inspired town. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's an awesome place that I would go with Jeff and Emma, his wife. We would go to this place called Stevens Pass in Seattle. So the Ophelia guys are all going together and meeting up. Like, I think like Trivecta's coming, Kill the Noise, Last Heroes, Crystal Skies, Midas.
Very cool.
So we're doing a little family
Very cool.
outing. So yeah.
Well, when are we going to see you at Burning Man is the question with Jeff.
With Jeff, who knows? I mean, I don't know if I'm ready for that, but
I hear you.
Maybe one year I'll fly in, take a chopper in.
We would love to see you there for sure. So you're from San Diego, or you were living in San Diego previously to LA, and your career kind of taking off. Tell us a little bit about that time you spent there. Like, how did you, for one, get started in the industry, and what was, I guess, the beginning for you?
Yeah, so the beginning, like, getting started with DJing and stuff like that. I went to SDSU. That's how I met a lot of the guys at Electric Family.
Yep.
And yeah, I just loved EDM and dance. We called it dance music back in the day, way back in the day. I was going to like some shows and stuff like that, like local San Diego clubs and stuff. And then I kind of got involved into, this promotional company who said, I was like, I want to DJ. Like, how do I do this? And so for the first couple of years, like being in college, I was like a promoter, club promoter, I guess. In order to play shows or DJ shows, I had to sell tickets and sell tickets to friends, and that's kind of how I got my start. So yeah, from that I was opening for anyone from like Sander Van Doren and Avicii and Tiesto, and anyone that would come to town, I would kind of
Was that like Voyeur, Flux?
Yeah. Flux was a big nightclub that I played there, and Voyeur, and this place called Stingery, and
I remember that place.
Yeah. I think it's like Omnia
that's
now.
Omnia now. Yeah. Crazy.
So, yeah, that's kind of like where I got my start, and where I got that bug to really make a career out of this.
So tell us a little bit about your degree at San Diego State. What did you major in?
So I majored in business management, and I minored in communication.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Now, I mean, the business management is always relevant to managing your own music business, I'm sure. So
Totally.
At least it's a little bit relevant for once.
Yeah. I feel like I took a lot from that college experience, and even my communication minor. Like, I learned a lot about dealing with people and relationships and all that stuff, and business management, of course, like managing my business and what I do, and
Sure.
it kind of all plays a part in what I do now.
Sure.
For sure.
Well, there's something kind of cool about this interview that I'm excited to kind of talk to you about now. Is we're both kind of on this like path, right? We both met. We were at young stages in our chosen paths, careers, hustlers. Yep. And now it's literally 8 years later, and here we are, and we're, I would say, both successful. I mean, what is your view now of Electric Family as an artist that's got a name for himself? I mean, how is it on your side looking at our brand? What is your
I mean,
thoughts?
you guys built this from scratch, so like we both had humble beginnings for sure. Like, I remember, Drew came to my house like when I was living at home with my parents. Like he came over and one of the guys from Electric Family and gave me like the first bracelets that you guys have made.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to see you guys come up and in the scene and yeah, you guys are doing some good things, and I'm proud of you guys for
Thank
sure.
you. I'm proud of you too.
And
It feels cool to hear that.
Yeah, and the collaborations are so cool to see. Starting from, I don't know, what were your first like collaborations for the bracelets like?
True story. I believe Jason was the first person to sign our artist wall up here. Our first collaboration ever was with Adventure Club, though, our first
Cool.
bracelet.
Yeah.
And but you were around before that when we had 6 colors with a lightning bolt, and that
Yeah.
was our brand logo.
Yeah, and
So-
then to see like Skrillex and stuff like that, like it's huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really cool to kind of continue down the path and see, guys that you knew from day one that come up, and
Totally.
very, very happy about that.
It's awesome to see. Yeah, it's awesome to see you guys doing well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we always ask this question to every interview now. It's kind of a part of our storyline here. And so imagine this is a giant LED screen and you're at EDC in front of 100,000 people, and you have one last song and you've gotten a typewriter in front of you, and you can type one message to all the fans, or a computer, sorry. Then what would you say to everybody in the crowd? What would your message be?
I don't know, like I think now that I'm actually thinking about it, I think like something about like being in the moment, like embracing the moment that we're here and like looking around, and something I think along those lines would be cool.
So embrace the moment.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. We've got always these awesome answers, and we love to kind of put people on the spot to hear what you'd say, and
Yeah.
that's cool. Very
Feels
cool.
right, yeah.
And I just want to say thanks again for coming in today. We've got Jason Ross's album is coming out on the 24th, Thousand Faces. We've got some merchandise coming out too with you
That's right.
just after the album drop, so we'll keep an eye out for that. And but really proud of you, man, and thank you so much
Likewise.
for coming in.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you guys.